Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Of which we will remember today. We are proud to welcome pitchside standard bearers representing our local armed forces, cadets and also the Royal British Legion. We also welcome Band Sergeant Hugh Sunderland, Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, Warwickshire, who will play the last post. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Hello, very good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. I hope you enjoyed that little Remembrance Sunday intro. It was nice and nice to look back, and it was fantastic yesterday. And the silence, 2-minute silence, was absolutely impeccable as well from both sets of supporters on what is a very important weekend, obviously, for Remembrance Sunday. Okay, let's go and introduce our guest today. We've got a lot to get through to today. We've got a lot more photos to have a look at and a few bits and bobs. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening, Ken. How you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. And you've got a guest there all the way from Canada. Right, he normally messages in, but he's here live in Claudio's house, or studio, should we say. It's Keith. Good evening, Keith.
Good evening, gentlemen.
All right, thank you. Nice to be here. Does it feel different being over here?
Yes, completely different time scale.
Okay, we'll talk again in a minute, mate. We'll come back to you. And Chris Baker, good evening, Chris.
Evening.
Who organised a fantastic night at the Walsgrave Workingmen's Club on Friday night, which we were all actually present at. And we all had we're going to talk about that in just a minute. We all had a fantastic evening, which was had by all. Dave Bennett, Oggy, and Mickey Chin were all there and hosted fantastically by Billy Bell as well. So we heard a few fantastic stories. We've also got the winner of our hoodie, Guess the Gate, which was Luke. Now, we're trying to trace Luke. Luke, if you're listening, you messaged in, obviously, last week, and you guessed the gate at 25,239, which was the correct gate, I believe. Is that correct? That's what he guessed. And the actual gate was 25,003, wasn't it? There we go.
Yeah, that's the Luke on screen.
That's the Luke. Okay. Covandy was right. Okay. If you can send us your details, Luke, and then we can get your hoodie in the post to you, because you were the winner. You were the closest to the 25,003. You had 25,239, which was fantastic. So we weren't too far off. So if you give your if you send us your details on email, emails at the bottom of the screen, going along the bottom of the screen, info@SkyBlueFansTV. Just send us your email address or and telephone number, and we'll get in contact with you, mate, and we'll get your hoodie off to you as soon as possible. We've also got a competition to Guess the Player. We'll talk about a little bit about that in the second half as well. So you can win yourself a Sky Blue Fans TV mug and coaster if you guess the player tonight, which Miles has done for us, and he's put it on the screen. So we'll get that in the second half of the programme. Okay, let's start then. Let's go back to Friday night then, shall we, Chris? Fantastic night at the Walsgrave Working Man's Club. How did it go? I mean, from our perspective, it was a brilliant night. I mean, you organised it all. You had all the stress of organising it and making sure everything was right on the night. Everything go to plan?
Yeah, it did. It was such a great night. Great night had by everyone there. Lots of Sky Blue fans there that I was really glad they really did turn up in force for them. I think even Billy Bow, the compare, was he was took aback a little bit by how good the attendance was. So obviously it's the first time West at the Walsgrave have ever run an event like this in the last decade. So yeah, it couldn't have gone any better really. And I was just so happy with how it went. It was like Billy was so funny as well on the mic, the jokes. So it weren't just like listening to them talk. It was just generally a fun night of entertainment, good laughs, good to reminisce about a great time in our club's history. So yeah, it did really go very, very well. Yeah,
some great stories as well, weren't there?
Yeah, there was. Oggy was a little bit emotional with his story. I didn't realise his backstory.
Yes, that was emotional.
Yeah. So I've seen Oggy a couple of times at these type of events now. I've seen him a couple of times at Lord McGrath's place. And he's always so well spoken. He can really articulate his stories very well. So he's always I do like to go and listen to and have a chat to at these things as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it went really well. So I think first for the Walsgrave, obviously we don't want to be doing them regularly because you'll oversaturate it and it won't do as well. But I think we're going to just enjoy the success Friday night was for a bit, and then maybe after Christmas start looking at what we can do again for maybe to get something organised for springtime. So for the listeners and watchers and subscribers, please keep an eye out, because I'm sure once we get something sorted, we can get it announced.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was a fantastic night, and it certainly brought back a few memories. I was sitting with Claudio. We were talking with Claudio about the run up to 87 and everything, where we were and what the Hillsborough and all the run up. It was a great night, wasn't it?
Oh, it was brilliant. I thought, and what was good actually was when they come off the stage and they just mingled with the fans, and Mickey was a bit more relaxed then because he's always been a nervous speaker, and I was talking about other games, and he sort of he remembered a goal against Arsenal which was disallowed because Keith Houchin was stood 30 yards away in the old days of interference.
That's right. I remember him talking about that. Yeah.
And I said to him, I says, yeah, I remember that goal. So I just saw it this morning because should never have been disallowed. I thought nearly 30 years on, more than 30 years on, he's still going on about a goal that he should have been given because I think he hit it from 30 yards or something. So it was quite, it was good. It was excellent. And Benno got a bit emotional talking about Cyril, obviously.
Yeah, there was a great tribute to Cyril Regis, wasn't there? No longer with us.
Stuff. And the Walsgrave Club, it lends itself to that sort of occasion, the way it's laid out, that room's perfect for it. With the raised seating and everything. It was good, really good. And Billy Bell, I mean, just his stand-up was good enough. That was really clever. And he kept the crowd in order because there was a couple of boisterous people there. But
he soon shut them up, didn't he? Yeah.
Well done, mate, because that was really, really good. I know what it's like to put on dues and that. It takes a lot of work and the nerves are terrible leading up to it. You don't really relax and enjoy it until it's all finished.
Yeah. So then take stock. It was great to sort of get it off the ground and get it through the committee. I will say the gaffer, John O'Brien, his name is, he helped tremendously, enormously with the obviously trying to get the promotion out there to our members, our club members, and then obviously thank you to you guys as well because you helped immensely in getting the promotion out to certain sectors of the COV fan base. We also utilised the forum, so. It just all come together and I couldn't be any more prouder and happier with how it went, really.
Yeah, it was a fantastic night. We've got a few photos. There's me and Claudio with the fantastic FA Cup there, look. Replica, which was on show as well. You could get plenty of photos out there and everybody was queuing up for all these photos. There we are with Mickey Gin. He was fantastic. Mickey was. There's Claudio. You've seen that's later on. That was yesterday. That one. There's Benno and me. At the end, yeah. So I'm not sure if he doesn't look too bad there, does he? There's Oggy. Yeah, he was fantastic speaker, Oggy. So it was very emotional. His family episode, weren't it? Where his dad had to flee from the in the war-torn country of Yugoslavia. It was it's quite emotional to hear all that. So and there's Luke.
Luke.
Who was there, and he got his FA Cup shirt on, bless him, and he's took the opportunity to get a photo with the FA Cup and lifting the FA Cup, and I don't blame you, mate. Yes, yeah. It was. I
must say that was also a good part of the night. So obviously, I mean, I've previously had message conversations with Claudio, and I bumped into him at the odd game. But to meet you, like used to properly, meet Luke properly, and get to chat. I know it weren't that long because we were chatting during the intermission, but just to meet you properly and that side of sort
nice. It's nice.
Working amongst fans, so and stuff like. I know I've been messaging Miles since Friday, and he said, "Oh, we'll have to meet up for a drink." But
he's had a busy weekend, bless him. He's he was at the match and he was at a party last night, and Gary Stubbs' party. Which,
I saw that on Facebook. Looked like a good night.
It was a very good night, actually. We did have a picture. There's a picture of it. There we all are last night at Gary's at Dylan's Brewery. I wasn't too bad. I mean, I wasn't drinking because I was only popped in for a couple of hours, but Miles was still there when I left. So he was dancing the night away. He was, bless him. But it was a good night. So happy birthday, Gary. Gary, if you don't know Gary's the lad who runs the coaches from the Scarborough Tavern. Really nice bloke, and it was a surprise birthday party they had at the at Dylan's Brewery last night for him. He didn't know anything about it. He turned up thinking he was just going out for a drink down to Dylan's and then going on somewhere else. But when they arrived, there's all his friends and everybody were there, so it surprised him. So it was.
That's brilliant.
It was a good night. Yeah. We look forward to. I mean, Keith, did you enjoy the Friday night? Because you were there as well. I've seen you getting a few signatures and stuff.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You had a long chat. You had a long chat with Mickey Gin, didn't you?
I did. I mean, I felt way back then the pair of us both had hair. I had the porn star mustache, just like Mickey Gin did. And even today, we're both bald and both got no mustache. You know, we could be brothers from a different mother.
Yeah, and it was interesting because it's, as I say, some good stories as well that come out. And lead up to the FA Cup in the hotel and stuff like that, and things that you forget about, don't you, as fans sometimes. And yeah, it's brilliant. It brought back a few memories for me, so I really enjoyed it. And it's great because the players were great as well, and they had plenty of time for the fans, didn't they, taking pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a great night all around. Yeah, can't wait for the next one really, because it should be a good event. And Billy Bell was good. I said Billy Bell was brilliant. So
he really was.
Yeah.
Really was. I'd like to hire Billy just for a stand-up gig on his own.
I seen him yesterday up the lounge. I was up in the lounges yesterday. Because Michael Misford was in town, wasn't he?
Yeah, we actually did attempt. We didn't announce it or say anything beforehand because we didn't know whether we'd have to pull it off. But we did attempt trying to get him here in time for that evening. Sort of like a surprise guest, but just his flight situation didn't work out at all. I don't think he got into about 9:30 Friday night. So
yeah.
So we did.
He was down the casino yesterday. There's a picture of him with Miles. He didn't arrive till late. But it's a shame he couldn't make it. But he was down the casino signing autographs and stuff. Michael Misford, and everybody was talking about them famous 2 goals, of course, at Old Trafford when we beat Man United.
Always puzzles me with Misford because he seemed like he was starting to get on really great. He was starting to play up front, scoring goals. And the moment he started to hit his stride and banging in goals regularly, he got shunted out to the left wing, which always, and then less than a season later, he's left the club. But that always puzzled me with Misford. Why would you move him out to the left hand? Wing if scoring goals through the middle and stuff, capable of scoring goals through the middle. But he's a great player. He was a legend of the club. Cult hero. He's got himself a nice little following, isn't he? With
he has,
some of the Sky Blues. So
we don't have that many international players, do we? So it was nice to have an international player. And you always looked out for him when he played for Malta. You always because he's the only one that kept scoring for them, really, weren't he?
Yeah.
If they scored, it was always going to be Misford 9 times out of 10. But it's always nice to have an international player as well.
Is he record goal scorer international?
I think. Well, Claudio would probably tell us that. Is he?
Put you on the spot.
Can you name another one? I can't.
No, I can't. To be honest,
I can't name the Maltese player. So
they wouldn't have scored many goals, and if they did, he scored them. So I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Jody Jones plays for Malta now, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Wes has just messaged and he says, "Is that Misford sat with Claudio?"
I wish.
No, it's not. It's not. It's Keith. He normally actually messages in, and he lives in Canada, and he's over here for how long are you over here for, Keith?
I'll fly back next Saturday.
Next Saturday, okay.
So I'll be here for 2 weeks.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Wes also said, "What an amazing minute silence on Saturday from both sets of fans." Yeah, I quite agree. It was brilliant. Couldn't hear a pin drop. Which is why I wanted to start with that, today on today's show, because I thought it was fantastic. And you normally get on them sort of things, you normally get somebody interrupting and stuff like that, and you never got anybody. There was no shouting or anything like that. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
The Remembrance Sunday or the Remembrance match is the only time you can guarantee where the crowd is quiet. I don't think I've ever been to a game where anyone makes any noise when it comes to the minute silence for the.
No, and then the only noise you do get sometimes is people coming in the stadium probably don't know what's going on or forgot what's going on.
The ones down in the concourse.
Yeah, and they can hear them. But I didn't really hear any of that. I didn't hear any of them on. To be fair, on Saturday, couldn't hear anything.
No, it was really good.
It was good.
Just to sort of satisfy what we're just talking about, I've just researched it, and he is the top goal scorer by about 19 goals. So,
is he? Oh, there you go.
There you go. So I was right with that. But,
you were. Ian Small, good evening, Ian. All the way from France. Back back off to France tomorrow. Oh, so he's back here. He's back off to France tomorrow, flying again for Ipswich, Blues and Saints. So he'll be back again. He gets about it, and he's flying back to the country, back and forward all the time. Bless him. But yeah, sorry we didn't get the win yesterday, what we needed. But at least we didn't lose. That was the main thing. Tony from Nation Radio saw Mickey G in the casino yesterday. Yes, I think they were all down there in the casino. Luke, he's just admitted. Luke's now. Thanks to Luke. You are the winner of the hoodie. Mold has got the hoodie. I'm not sure what size it is. I presume it's a large, so I'm presuming get the size, whatever. You should be okay to fit in it, I presume. But yeah, no, thanks for your details. We'll get that off to you. Get that off to you as soon as possible. Wayne, good evening, Wayne. Minute silence was brilliant. Yeah, it was, mate. It was fantastic, to be fair. Very emotional as well, so it's good. Okay. Right, okay, then let's talk a little bit about the game then yesterday. Team selection. We'll start with Chris. I mean, there's a couple of shocks in there, weren't there? The goalkeeper, play the back four. Were you surprised at that, or were you expecting?
Yeah, I was surprised. Wilson, he has made a couple of clangers lately, though, hasn't he? So I suppose when you think about it logically, maybe that shouldn't have been that big of a surprise.
Yeah.
Collins coming in did quite well, actually. Like, he never really had anything massive to do. But
yeah.
The little bits he did have to do, I thought he did well. I thought he came for crosses well, and so that sort of thing, which I thought he did very well. So he definitely had a good debut. I was a bit surprised by the 4 at the back, the 4-3-3. But again, I was thinking, well, what we were doing before wasn't working. So you got to really take your hat to Robbins for that one, for trying something different, to try and break the cycle that we were in. And to be fair, I know it was only 0-0, but he has done. He stopped the rot of what we were 4 losses in a row, weren't we?
Yeah.
So he has stopped that. So it has worked to a degree. I do feel like first half wasn't great. It wasn't. It weren't. I think I saw Claudio put on one of the forums that it wasn't a good advert for Championship football, and it wasn't. But the second half, I felt up until the subs, our attacking was really good. I thought Sims, our main outlet for attacking was Sims, so I was really surprised to see him go off and not Hadji. And when Sims went, it just seemed like all our ability to attack went with him, and it was. It just seems like every time the ball was going up, it was coming back, and so I thought he got his subs wrong. I don't think he should have took Sims off. I'm not saying Sims was playing amazingly well, because he wasn't, but he was certainly playing better than what Wright was, and I thought he looked more dangerous than what Wright did. So I was surprised at that. Godden, I don't think he had the best game either. But
do you think it worked with the 3 up front, or I mean, because obviously Stoke played 4 at the back as well, didn't they? So we sort of cancelled each other's out a little bit, didn't we? And that's why it got a bit scrappy.
I think we certainly look more dangerous than what we have done in previous games. In that second half, they looked like that there was a goal in the team. Now I know we got the 2 goals against Preston, which were tap-ins for Wright. It looked like that there was a more attacking threat than what there has been previously, which, to be blunt, wouldn't have been hard, because we go 3-4 games without a goal before the Preston game. So. But my concern is, I do think overall we were the better team yesterday. But my concern is it's yet another game where we've been the better team and we've not got 3 points from that. That has to stop. It can't continue. So I think now he's gone to 4-3-3. He should stick with it for a fair few games now, and probably stick with the same players, just because the chopping and change for me is probably becoming a bit of a problem now. He needs it settled. Obviously, Fads will have to come back in when he does, but he needs players to get rid of, basically, and they're not going to if he just keeps pulling in and out. They need a settled run. In the team, they might find some rhythm and start picking up some results naturally from that. because I think they're capable. It just,
Yeah. I thought Bidwell was outstanding yesterday. I thought Bidwell played well.
Man of the match for me. Man of the match.
Yeah.
For me, going forward, if we get to not next weekend because it's international break, isn't it? If we get to the week after and we're Millwall away and De Silva's back in the team, then that's a travesty because Bidwell meant yesterday. He was definitely our best player on the park. So, credit
So,
where it's...
so for you, stick with the 4-3-3. Stick as it was.
Yeah, I would, because you've got to be able to, as I say, give these players time to settle into new roles and that. But with that said, the ability to be able to change if things aren't going well, to have a plan B, which we haven't really had under Robbins. He's always stuck to the 5 at the back or 3, and then which way you wanted to look at the wing backs. But just to really perfect a plan B in your arsenal could be really useful to the club as well. So I think maybe going forward, trying to put a couple of wingers into the club probably wouldn't hurt, because we haven't really, other than Sakamoto, got any natural wingers at the club because he's always gone with wing backs. So I think we could really benefit from maybe getting wingers at the club where we can now change. Like if 5-3-2 is not working, okay, we'll go to 4-3-3.
Have a plan B in place. You mean? Yeah.
So that what I will say as well, who I thought played really well yesterday at times, was Josh Eccles again. He gets a lot of criticism, rightfully so. Sometimes he just really frustrates me when I watch him, because he can have a game where I think he's been really good, really brilliant.
Yeah.
But the next game, as good as he's been the game before, he could be equally as bad.
Yeah.
It's just, I love for him to get a bit of consistency, because he can be really frustrating. But I did think on the whole he had a good game in the middle of the park on Saturday. So I can understand why he wasn't hooked and Jamie Allen was for Callum O'Hare. But then again, on the flip side, I think that hurt us as well, because Jamie Allen was doing a lot of pressing. And,
whereas Callum's still finding his way back to fitness.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I think a 4-3-3 may not suit Callum O'Hare. So that's going to be else to think about when he's getting back to near full fitness. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to what do you call it, suffocate his talent because you're playing a system that his ability isn't set up for. You want to try and get the best out of him if you can get him back to full fitness.
Yeah. I'll probably agree with most of the things you say there. To be honest, I'll probably be tempted to stay as it is, 4-3-3, because I thought you've got to give players a run of games. It's no good keep swapping and changing all the time. I think players deserve and I thought the defence was brilliant yesterday. The defence. The only problem we had with attack, I thought the attackers was a bit lacking, but I thought at the back we were brilliant. I don't think they didn't really, to be fair. I can't really remember any clear-cut chances Stoke had. We certainly had the better chances, didn't we? And Hadji, I mean, is the jury still out for you for Hadji, Chris, or would you?
Yeah, it is still out, because every time I'm watching him play, and a bit like the last time at West Brom, he goes through, misses the open goal that he missed. So he's having these mistakes into his game, and I can see on the forum that a lot of people are getting frustrated with him.
Yeah,
but I think at the same time, he's a new player coming from, I think, was it Turkey?
That's right.
So there has to be a period to adapt.
Yeah.
When we had Vic, I think people forget we had Vic for 5-6 months in the season.
That's right. Yeah.
And he scored 1, maybe 2 goals in that period, and he.
Yeah, people were moaning. I remember. Why did we sign him? Why did we sign him? This guy.
Yeah.
He's rubbish.
I was wondering, oh my God, we've just sat here and watched how bad he is for 6 months. Why we signed him permanently for? So this is why when, obviously Robbins did see something. So when people start calling for Robbins out and stuff, I keep thinking, You know, I heard some weren't as bad because obviously we didn't lose, but there was some saying, "Oh, I think it's time for him to go on Saturday night as well." I'm just thinking, are we going to literally have this at every game that we just don't win? It's time for Robin to go. It's like, you know, for me, the way I envision with Robbins and sort of the time that we should be giving him, we could go for a worst case scenario this season. Say worst case scenario, we end up getting relegated this season. For me, Robbins is still the manager on day one next season.
Yeah.
You know, if that scenario played out, you've got to give him that time. Then maybe if that scenario plays out and then we do start the next season in League One and then we have a bad start, then maybe then we can start talking. Maybe it's time to change, but he needs to be given time. I think he's earned the time with the work that he's done for the last 6 years.
Yeah. I think he's got plenty in the bank, Robbins, for me. I certainly do. I don't think you can start moaning at the manager after what he's done for us. Every team goes through a bad patch, don't they? We're not the only one. Look, Middlesbrough had a bad start to the season. Carrick was under pressure from some of the fans. Trying to get rid of him and all this, and they stuck by him. They've turned it round.
Aren't we technically still 2 points better off this season than what we were last at this stage as well? I think true. We do sort of forget that as well, like how last season started. It was horrendous. So, again, if we're getting to the other side of Christmas and this is still happening, I might start to panic a bit more about it. I'm a pessimist anyway. Before a ball's been kicked on, worrying about relegation. It usually takes a few good results at the start of the season to sort of settle me down about that. But we just need patience. Maybe don't say anything in the heat at the moment. Let yourself calm down and digest the game first before going onto social media and going, "Oh, Robin's out."
Yeah, I quite agree. Well, okay, we're going to come to you, Claudio. We're going to have a short break now. We have got an international break coming up, of course, so we don't play our next games against Millwall. But we have got a few things going on as well before then, certainly Scarborough Fans TV concern, and we'll tell you about them in the second half. We've also got a guess the player competition as well. So we're going to have a short break. We're going to come back with the Claudio thoughts of yesterday's games, and then we're going to speak to Keith. So we're back in a couple of minutes.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
A very good evening. Welcome back to Scarborough Fans TV. I've got Chris Baker here from the Walsgrove Workmen's Club, who've done a fantastic job on the Boys of 87 night on Friday night, for those who were there. Also, of course, a big Coventry City fan. I've got our regular Claudio, and we've got Keith from Canada, who's actually in Claudio's house at the moment. So he's over here on holiday, so he's going to give Claudio and Keith are going to give us their views of what's about the game on Saturday in just a moment. Just a few things that are going on. We've got a question of sport again, end of the month, 30th of November. Get your teams in. It's free to entry. Just contact the tavern, get your tickets. We got beat. I'm doing the hosting, but Scarborough Fans TV team, including Claudio, and Miles got beat last time, unfortunately. So they've come off the stage, and they're replaced by Dion's Dong, I believe, who won it. They're the holders of the trophy. But it is a great night. We had a good laugh. it's all based on basically the old BBC programme Question of Sport, with what happened next and the picture board and things like that, and the buzzer round. Although hopefully the buzzers will work a bit louder this time, because we had trouble hearing the buzzers sometimes. It's a bit controversial with the buzzers, but hopefully, that will. We look forward to that on the end of the month. That's Thursday the 30th. If you want to enter, to get your tickets from the Scarborough Tavern, and it's free to enter. So another thing we're going to have tonight is Cinderballer. This is what Miles is going to. This is in December as well. It's like a panto. It only costs £1. So if you want a day out or whatever to go and have a look at that, it should be a good laugh, because Miles is going, so it should be good. So that's in December, so plenty of time for that. Okay, guess the player. What I want you to do is message in, please. You can win yourself a Scarborough Fans TV mug. If you guess the players, there's 3 players there, I believe.
I think it's 5, I think.
Looks like 5.
Oh, is it 5? He's put
Yeah.
5 in there. Oh, my God. 5 players then. Okay, 5 players in that face or that makeup. Who are they, please? Message in 5 players and see how many you get. And the one with the closest, or somebody might get them all. You never know. I'm not sure myself. I might have 1 or 2. I'm not sure if I'll get all 5. Message in on the messenger here, and then we'll get the answers together. We'll get Claudio will mark down the I keep him busy. Mark down the winners, or people that are coming close. So yeah. So get your messages in. 5 is in that face there somewhere. Get your messages in. Okay. Right. There you go. Okay, right. Claudio, you've been waiting patiently to tell us all about Saturday's game. I'm sure you've got plenty to say. Team selection to start with. There was a few shocks in the camp, weren't there? Obviously, there was illness in the camp as well. We don't know. I don't know if actually Robbins came out and said who was ill. Did he? Did he come out and say who was ill? Because we don't know what players were ill. But obviously, there was a few changes. We played 4 at the back, and we had a new goalkeeper as well.
Well, I picked him, didn't I, in my formation, where I picked 5-5-5 instead of 4-4-3-3. So I got all the players right in the wrong order, but I left out Bidwell. I wasn't surprised. I think it was going to happen 4-3-3. I'm not surprised Collins came in. He had to change it round. But my problem was the first half I put on social media, which I got some pelters for, because apparently you can't say anything that apart from we are fantastic, because if you don't do that, people get upset. And this is how I saw the first half. And I don't care what anybody thinks. This is just my opinion of the game. I basically thought the team look as fed up as I am. What a dreadful half of football. Half the team seemed lost out there. No fight, no zip to our play, no idea. Get some pace and flair on the pitch before we all nod off. Because I felt like the first half we were lost. I was looking at the 2 forwards out wide, and as you're right, it looked like he didn't know where to stand. It was, do I mark him? Do I mark him? And the second half, they came out with a different attitude. The pace was quicker. It was a lot better. And you can tell it was a lot better by the atmosphere in the crowd. The atmosphere picked up. The singing was getting louder, and the fans were getting behind the team. The first half was a real, mishmash. It was all over the place. And I think the formation was good. The back 4 I thought were excellent.
I agree there.
We were rarely troubled, apart from one cross where Collins flicked it around. I thought his distribution was good as well. A couple of times he threw it out quick, tried to get it moving quick, which is what you want. But I thought once we got going in the second half, it was a lot better. And it's the old barn door thing, isn't it, really? We just need to score goals. It's so frustrating. The SG, wherever they call it, we're in the the top half of the table, probably the top 6 or 7, but we're in the bottom 6 for taking our chances, and that's what we are in the bottom 5 of the league.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is now. I mean, Chris was saying about giving Robbins time. That's all well and good, but he's spent 25 million plus, and I think this is what this chairman owes him nothing. Basically, the new regime. It depends how he views it. He may be thinking this ain't good enough, which is what he said in meetings, didn't he? Where he said if we, I don't want to be messing around down the bottom of the table. So it has to improve in terms of the position. I mean, a couple of wins will do that. You've seen with Middlesbrough how they've shot at the table. I mean, Preston in the top 6.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Come on, they are not better than us. In the game we played against them, that second half proved we're better than them. We just got to pick it up really, and be stronger. Get the goals. Win the games. Just be stronger as a team. I mean, the big plus side was the bench. No under 23s, no under 21s. Every player can be on.
Yeah,
that's a huge difference to our squad. That makes a difference, and hopefully that will go in and we'll get stronger. But it's a draw. I mean, they've beaten Sunderland, Leeds, Middlesbrough lately. Is that right? Stoke won a few games.
They had been on a decent run, hadn't they, up in the lead up to the.
And they set up not to concede, which they didn't. And really, with better finishing, would have won that 3-0 easy.
Yeah. But would you stick with the 4 at the back then going forward? Then is that what you're saying, or would you? Yeah. Yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I just feel like when we play 3 at the back, we end up with 5 at the back, and the lads in midfield get swamped because they're not really getting the help from the wing backs.
Yeah.
I just think I think it needs a change.
Yeah. Okay. Keith, what's your thoughts on the game yesterday? I know you've come over from Canada, and what do you think? I mean, did you expect better, or were you happy with the point in the end?
Well, at the end of the day, I was happy with the point. 3 would have been better, obviously. It was great to see that. I don't know. Is it peer pressure that Robbins had changed the squad and made it 4-3-3? You hear rumblings about sickness in the camp, but who is sick? Bidwell, I thought, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
When I was here last year, Bidwell, in his back to a role, he went to go down the line, but they wouldn't give the ball to him. So what was the point of that in that sense? But he had a phenomenal game yesterday. Brilliant. First half, we were a bit on the poor side. Collins did really well. I mean, the defence weren't nervous. The fact that he was a new keeper effectively for us, that they weren't nervous. You could have seen some nerves kick in, but they didn't. Everything was golden there. Second half was we looked good going forward. I don't know what was said to them at half time. Trying to put the ball wide to Wright or Sims or something seemed to be working okay. I like that idea. We spoke earlier about wingers. I come from the era of wingers. Tommy Hutchison was the man, in my era growing up. So I'd love to see wingers and getting that ball across. Towards the end, some great crosses went in. We just didn't have anybody on the end of the thing.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? I think it's confidence as well. Is a big thing with certainly with the strikers. Had you had a couple of chances again, if one goes in, it might kick-start him. But as how long does it go on before he has to change? But we've got very little option up front at the minute. We played all 3 strikers, didn't we? We haven't got any more strikers to play really at the moment, have we? It's just what formation we play them in. But I just think, obviously, with our hair coming back, fitness, and hopefully Casey Palmer in the next couple of weeks, then they'll be able to create a lot more chances for the strikers, and that's what we're probably lacking. People creating the chances. and that's definitely what we're missing both them players fully fit, I think. So we'll have to wait and see, I suppose, see what happens. But let's have a look at some of the messages that are coming in from people back home. Which was great. Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah, fantastic. What a performance from Bidwell yesterday, by the way. Yeah, I think we all agree. Bidwell, man of the match, all of us.
Yeah.
Claudio, who's your man of the match, Claudio?
Yeah, I think Bidwell as well. I thought Eccles did well for a change. But Eccles made a brilliant challenge in the second half where the ball came into the 6-yard box. And he got in a great clearance. This was towards the end.
Yes.
And I didn't realise it was Josh Eccles who was back there doing it. And I thought, that's great. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we want. But Bidwell played well because Bidwell's playing the position. Playing as a left back.
That's his proper position, isn't it? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
he's not a wing back, is he? Yeah, I don't think he's a wing back.
I'm just surprised Milan wasn't playing there because he's a right. He's a right back, isn't he? You expect? I thought he was instead of Latibedier playing maybe out of position. I don't know, but it may unless he was one of the ones who was suffering a bit.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, that could be. So we don't know who was ill and who weren't. Because didn't actually say. Nation Radio, Tony. Good evening, Tone. Collins' distribution seemed better than Wilson's. Would you agree with that? Would you think Collins got the ball out quicker and dominated the box? Yeah, I thought he did well.
Yeah,
he certainly got the ball out very quick, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he did. I think the defence looked more sturdy yesterday as well. And I am wondering how much of that is to do with the fact that maybe they trusted Collins behind and where maybe that hasn't been there with Wilson because there have been mistakes and whatnot. So, but I thought Collins had a very solid debut. Right for me, is it his debut actually?
I think he played a couple of friendlies. That's it.
He played behind Kitchen and Thomas, didn't he, at Barnsley?
Barnsley, yeah, that's right. We had
they were his centre backs.
Yeah.
So that was only last season. So I can understand why he's brought them into the club, actually. So hopefully moving forward, that'll be good. But
they know each other very well because they all played. I think they all played at Wembley, didn't they, in the playoff final? Didn't they?
Yeah.
Ian Small, good evening again, Ian. The Stoke Collins and the other 9 put a shift in. I can't see Wright staying. I don't know. I mean, would you sell Claudio if in January if they come out, somebody come and say the rumour is Fenerbahce after this Turkish club or after Wright? This is all the rumours going around. Would you sell him or would you keep him?
I think if they offered what we paid for him, I'd sell him.
Would you?
Yeah,
I agree.
There's something
and you, Chris? Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I just feel with the money we've spent. I mean, the issue is the money. I don't care what people may think about giving him time. He's living in a hotel, young family, and all the rest of it. Guess what? I went to work when my kids were first born. You know what I mean? I changed my jobs when I was travelling 3 miles backwards and forwards to work. I had a young family. You still have to get on with your job. It's not that hard. I mean, they're only playing football, and I just think, we probably need something else because Ellis, Sims, and Haji Wright are very similar, aren't they?
Yeah.
Forwards. We need a different forward. We need maybe a battle axe forward, somebody with a bit more strength as well. I think we can't. It feels like we're carrying them at the minute, and it's embarrassing that Godden at 32. I feel like he's doing the running of 2 of the forwards. It's he's putting so much energy in chasing the ball down. He's probably not where he should be in the box.
Yeah. So, you're probably right there.
I reckon if they offered him 9 million, they'd sell him, wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, I think they probably would. To be fair, Keith, would you agree with that?
Yeah. We spent a lot of money. There's no 2 ways about it. I draw comparisons in the past when Ron Atkinson was in charge of Man United long before he came to us. They gave him a load of money. He bought a team of stars that just couldn't play together.
Yeah.
Is it almost the same situation again? You know, we bought a bunch of so-called sort of star names, and they just can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, you know, I think the comments have been made in the past that he's had no money to spend, and he's brought in a bit like Bobby Gould, unknown guys, and that blend has been there, and they've been fantastic. It's almost like we need that again, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. Bobby Gould did fantastic when he brought all them players in. I mean, brought some fantastic players in, didn't he?
Yeah, big time.
A lot of unknown players as well that nobody'd ever heard of. Whether
a bit like Had You Right.
Yeah. I think a lot of the problem that fans do actually have with Had You Right, though, is not so much obviously the mistakes and that. I think to a level some fans can forgive that. But as Claudio touched upon earlier, there are times where he just doesn't look interested. And if fans are seeing that and picking up on that, they're not going to forgive that. They're going to, you know, you should be playing for the badge, you know.
There's a couple of times on Saturday where he got brushed aside when he had the ball at his feet. And the guy, the defender sort of moved in front of him and got the ball. And you're thinking, you're 6'4", wherever you are. That shouldn't be happening.
It's supposed to be fast. It's not supposed to be quick. Where there was a point in the first half as well where a ball's come over and he's actually made a good run. It looks like he's about to get through on goal. And he's got completely outpaced by a centre-back. And I'm thinking, how are you being outpaced by a centre-back? Both me and my teammates next to me looked at each other and like, what on earth was that? You can't be getting outpaced by a centre-back. Like, I had quite a big head start on the centre-back as well. So, you know, and it's like, when you see things like that, and then you talk about the miss, the open goal where he balloons it over the bar, or the one-on-one against West Brom, and, you know, they're totting up. I think it speaks volumes. Like he goes away at Preston, scores 2, and people, rather than think, oh yeah, finally he's scoring, he might turn his... No, the reaction to that, to me, is pretty much predominantly been, well, there were happens. So not, you know, just sort of not giving him any sort of credit whatsoever. So that's a sure sign that the fan base is fed up with him already, and it's either gonna end in one or two ways. It's either gonna have to be a really big effort from him to turn it round.
Well, goals will shut people up if he starts scoring, won't it? That's the only way to shut people up, really. He starts hitting the net.
He starts to see more time than Sims, though. I'm just wondering what it is that Robbins is seeing that's making him preference Wright over Sims. Because for me, there was no way that Wright should have been staying on that pitch over Sims. I thought Sims did all right in that second half. He had a couple of good chances as well, and got that. Was it that half volley as well from the right hand side in the second half? They're keeping a really good save. Yeah. So, you know, and obviously he had the header in the first half that hit the post. Which, to be fair, he probably should have done better with that one. But you know, he was at least getting chances, which Wright just did not look like he was even going to get a chance at goal, let alone score. So you know, he's got a lot of work to do now. You know? Yeah,
I quite agree with you. He's under pressure. Let's quickly go and guess the player just before we go back to the questions, back to the messages. Guess the player. There's 5 players in there, in that case. Message in if you know them. I probably know a couple, maybe 3. I certainly haven't got 5, but there's 5 in there apparently. Win yourself a Sky Blue Fans TV mug if you get the 5 right, or the nearest one to it. And it's just more than one winner. We'll do a little bit of a draw at the end. So yeah, that's the picture. 5 players in there. Guess the players. Let us know if you know them 5 players or how many you know. Just message in as soon as possible. Okay. Let's quickly just go back to some of the comments. We've got a comment on there from Paul Thomas. There was illness in the camp, which we spoke about, but we don't know what players were ill because he actually hasn't actually told us, Robbins. So we don't know, but there was illness apparently. Nation Radio, Tony Bidwell was man of the match for me. Yeah, quite agree. Wayne Littlewood agree. Sims was the best of the bunch yesterday. Up front, I'll probably agree with you there as well because Godden was a bit non-existent, wasn't he? Gower87, I thought Wright put in a good shift apart from hitting the target. Well, do you thought he put a good shift? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I thought he could have done a lot better. He's got to. I don't know. I say the jury's still out with Wright for me.
As I used to get on my report card from school, can do better.
Can do a lot better. For the size of him, he's a big. Like he didn't win much in the air, does he? For the big chap he is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, jury's still out. Ian Pimlott, Mike Robbins said first half defence was not according to plan. Oh, right, okay. Is that what he said? Did he say that?
I haven't personally seen that him say that myself, but
no.
Well,
Okay.
do you know what? Defence played really well. So whether he's done it as a tactical decision or he's stumbled upon it, for me, it doesn't really matter. It works. So,
Bobby Thomas, brick wall yesterday, winning everything. Quite agree. I thought the whole of the back four for me were excellent yesterday. Certainly, Bobby Thomas
as well.
Yeah, and Kitchen. Our condolences, of course, go to Carl McFadden, who lost his mother last week, and obviously he didn't play because of the bereavement. But our condolences go to him because he's been a rock for us this year as well. So, hopefully, Carl will come back stronger next against Millwall. Of course, if he gets back in the team, he might not. He might have to wait for his chance now, unfortunately, because we kept a clean sheet, didn't we? So, the lads that have come in have done a job. Ralph Wiggins, yes, absolutely agree. Keep the same team and formation. Robin Fletcher, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Robin. Spot on, Eccles was brilliant. That was you, Claudio, said he was brilliant, didn't you? Or was it you, Chris?
Yeah.
I
good.
don't know if he's brilliant. I thought he did okay. He did well.
Yeah, it was certainly one of his better games for us.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because
he was with Josh and Ben. I think it's very similar.
Yeah.
They can win the ball back. The
Yeah.
distribution isn't always great, and towards the end of the game, right at the end, like Ben Sheaf was through. Why isn't he having a shot? And instead, he tried to play the perfect pass, gave it away. They went up the other end and had a free kick on the edge of our box.
The box,
He's got to have a shot there. He's got to have a shot. They don't care if it ends up in the stand. At least it's game over then, and the ref blows the whistle. We then give up an opportunity. We need to be more clinical.
Yeah, I don't know whether Robbins.
It's the midfield as well.
We don't shoot. We don't shoot enough, do we? We've been in positions loads of times this season where we could have had a shot in, and we didn't.
I've noticed that we'll sometimes literally get to the edge of their 18-yard box. Noticed this a few times this season, and rather than trying to overplay, a lot of passing side to side, try and look for room, and you think someone just take a dig, see what happens.
Yeah, and even like Hamer used to do that all the time for us. Obviously, he had a shot when he could, but he was and Sheaf's got a good shot on him as well, hasn't he, Ben Sheaf? So
he's got a couple of long range ones.
We need. That's what we need to do. We need to get shot as soon as you get open the gap. Have a shot. Because you don't shoot, as I say, you don't score. Robin Fletcher thought the formation and team selection was spot on, compact and creative. Just a lack of confidence up front. Yeah, you're spot on there. I think Robin. I think we all agree with you there. Nation Radio. Robbins would be gone before we get relegated. Nah. Well. I don't know about that. Do you? I could be gone before.
I think it goes back to what Claudio says. I think it depends on the new owner, really, and
he has spent money. You're right. He's come back and said, "Look, the problem is Robbins has spent loads of money. Doug King supplied, so that's why he's under pressure." And he is under pressure. He probably is under pressure, but because he's not used to spending money, is he? We didn't spend any money last year, as you know, over the last few years.
Has Robbins spent the money? I think it's easy to put spent the money because he's the manager, but my understanding is he has input in the discussions, but it tends to be Dean Austin and his department that scout these players and sign them. So that department needs to be taking some responsibility as well.
Robin's own words were, "Nobody comes here unless without his say-so." That was at that forum.
Yeah, he did say at the BBC one. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's what he said. they're my players.
Yeah.
So,
We've got a few guesses coming in for the. Is any of them right, Claudio?
I don't know. I've not seen the answers.
Oh, oh, that's good.
So we might have to look through these later. I don't think any of us will get it right. I've seen wrong ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might have to do this and announce the winner afterwards. But keep your guesses coming in, and then we'll announce it probably on Thursday. Then whoever's won it. Burrows, Palmer, Moore, right? Okay. Ian Small says Eccles, right? Faz, Casey, top one, not sure. Wayne Littlewood said Claudia, spot on. First half was tripe. That's a word. That's a word I haven't. That's a word I haven't heard for a while. Tripe. It's a nice
we need to get Wayne on here because he'll be very controversial. He'll be very controversial.
Yeah,
He's very, very popular on the fans forum, his Wayne.
Yeah, he is. It is. Fair play to him. And there's a lot of stuff he says which is correct. I think we need to get away from this. All things are perfect all the time.
Yeah.
You're allowed to say as a fan if you're not happy with something. I mean, I don't agree with people just going, "Oh, that was crap." Well, say why you think it was crap.
I personally think a lot of fans. I think it's a bit of like part of the wider society we live in now. It's just like you can't criticize anything. The moment you do, you become offended. It's silly. Like criticizing a player does not equal not supporting them, not wanting them to do well. Just, if they're not doing well, we should be able to voice our displeasure at that. And if that manifests it in the south of booing the team at full time because you think they've not put in the shift you think they should be putting in, as a going fan, you should be able to do that. And it's without people, going, "Oh, you're a disgrace. You're not a proper fan."
Ultimately, it's fans who get the managers sacked. It's not.
Yeah. Well, they do.
The chairman reacts to how the fans. If we went up there and it was dire every week, I mean, Ken will know. I can remember there'd be years we went up there and people used to say, "What a load of rubbish," didn't they?
and some more choice words to that as well.
And I think sometimes people boo. It's like at the end of the. I mean, I don't boo. I just think they're not. Sometimes you think they're not worth the energy to boo. But I can understand the boo. Normally, it's just a disapproval of that game. Big boo, like I'm not happy with that, and that's it. I think you can. People are saying they pay the money, they're allowed an opinion. It's no different if you see a film and think it's rubbish. You're going to say it's rubbish, aren't you?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, and people. The good thing about football is a lot of people have different opinions, and not everybody agrees with everybody. But I think most people agree. If we had a bad game, I think majority of us will agree we've had a bad game because we can see it. But as for individual players, a lot of people have their favourites, don't they? And people prefer certain players to play in different positions, etc., etc. Sakamoka as a winger would rip up this league apart. Do you reckon? If we played a winger?
Yeah. You go.
I think he'd do well.
What do you reckon, Keith?
I think Sakamoka would be great on the wing. I'd love to see him. The few games I've seen him, even on TV back in Canada, when he's gone out wide, he's made an attempt to get past the guy. It excites the fans, and that's what we want. We want somebody to excite us. He's had a couple of goes as well. Chuck him on the wing. Let's give him a whirl.
He is an exciting player, to be fair. He's got a lot of skill. Some people say he's probably a bit lightweight. He gets knocked off the ball a little bit easy, but he'll probably get better.
He'll bulk up.
Yeah. I think he'll get better as he goes along. But you never know. We might see him as a winger going forward if we change formation. Ian Pimlott said weeks ago on Facebook we needed to go to a back four. Sounded a lot better on the radio in the second half. It was, mate. It was a lot better. I thought we looked quite solid. We certainly didn't look like we were going to concede a goal, and we certainly had the better chances. Bidwell, man of the match. Keep Collins and Kitchen in, says Trevor. Danny Drury, Collins played really well yesterday. Tony's come back at the end of the day. Problem is, players brought in are not as good as the ones that have left. Now, would you agree with that, Chris?
Yeah, I would, but then also I'd say on the flip side, I don't ever think it's always that straightforward. When you're selling a bit for 25 million and you're selling Hamer for 15,
yeah,
the players you're going to bring in aren't going to be as good as them. And I think what I'm guessing from taking from what Robbins has said, what he's wanted is to buy players of a certain type that he thinks he could make better through coaching. Very
and
much
can fit into our system as well.
Yeah, very much in the way that Vic and Hamer did, because Vic and Hamer weren't that good when we signed them. That was through profession, that was through hard work, and that they finally got to that level. And it's really gutting for us as a club that when they've got to that level, we've only had 2 seasons of them at our club at that level.
Yeah.
It's such a shame we couldn't get them signed up to longer terms, because I really think, you know, we could really be challenging at the top of the league if we could have been allowed to build on the same team as we had last season. I'm still of the opinion where I think if it was the owner's decision to sell Hamer after Vic had left, even though his contract was up, I understand the money argument. I get that, but I think once the 25 million for Vic had come in, I think a decision should be made on Hamer to say, look, we're not going to sell you this summer. If you ever sign new terms, we'll take that risk.
You think the club should have pushed the boat out and try and kept him?
Well, if the rumours are true, and basically the difference between him not signing and signing a new deal was $3-4 grand a week, then yes, I do believe, considering some of the players that the club have bought in, yes, I do think they should have pushed the boat out a bit more. And some people say, well, you can't break your wage structure too much because other players will get. There's an easy response to that. If a player's not going, I want to be paid the same as Hamer. As a manager, my response to that is, well, you'll get paid the same as him when you impact the team as much as what he does. You know, you can't just think, oh, well, he's getting paid that, so I should. You know, Hamer's contribution was always, for me, more than Vic. Vic was a great goal scorer, do not get me wrong. But Hamer was what always, especially last year, is what made that team click. It's what made it work. And I genuinely think that him going is what has caused our problems this season, because the midfield has been weak because of it, and because he wasn't replaced. You know, and that needs to be solved as quickly as possible. I don't think we can wait. We need another central midfielder in.
Yeah, Claudio, would you say that the players that are brought in are the better than the ones that have gone out?
Oh, we lost McNally and Doyle as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
because we lost.
I wasn't too bothered about Norton Cuffey and Ez Brand, whatever his name was.
No, and Walker and
I just think with Hamer, I think as soon as a Premier League club came in, he was going.
Yeah.
And they met the price basically. He was just. I don't think he was actually leaving until Sheffield United came in, and they. I mean,
I was just surprised. I was surprised it was Sheffield United.
There's but there's no. He wants to play Premier League football. There's no guarantee we were going up this year.
True.
End of story. He's got a chance to play. You know, Old Trafford, Anfield, the Etihad, whatever. You know, he's fulfilled his dream, hasn't he? He wanted to play in the Premier League. You don't care who it's with. There's not much loyalty really.
There isn't, even though he could be coming straight back down.
Well, yeah, but you don't care. He's played in the Premier League, and he might get another move out again. That could be in his contract for all we know at Sheffield. If he gets relegated, and someone comes in, he can go.
There might be a release clause.
Yeah, I mean, and I reckon Chrissy was going to get more than $3 or $4 grand than what we were going to offer him on top. I can't see. You know, these lads have a lot of money in the Premier League.
Oh, I've heard it up towards 40 grand. I've heard that he's getting now. I don't know whether that's true or not. I don't think we could compete with that, could we?
He started well, but I've watched quite a few Sheffield games actually, just because they happened to be on. And like today, he rarely got a mention until the second half. He's not getting on the ball at all because they don't get the chance to get on the ball.
Games passing him by now, rather.
I mean, I must admit, I am frustrated when I see Luton playing, and I just think, you know, Yeah, exactly. It was our opportunity last season, and it's just so frustrating because I think the size of our club compared to Luton, I mean, they're picking up Townsend because nobody else wants him, and Barkley similar. Well, we'd have picked better players than that because we'd have a bit more clout than Luton.
Yes.
So I'm not saying we would have survived, but we'd have a better chance of surviving.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see what players.
To be honest, if you ever get promoted, it doesn't matter how many games you win, as long as you finish fourth from bottom. You know, I'm not. You could have the record worst points, but it doesn't matter. Of the fourth from bottom, as long as you stay up. And get another season like Forest have done. You know, Forest are looking stronger now already after a season and a half. So, but I think yes, we've lost some big players. I mean, Doyle, McNally, Hamer, and Vic are 4 big players to lose out your first team.
Yeah,
basically. So that's 4 good players.
It is, it is 4 good players, and so we'll have to see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's have a look at some more of the. Collins played in the Wimbledon League Cup game. Yes, he did actually. Yeah. He did play in that game. We've lost Chris. We'll hopefully get him back in a minute. Evening, chaps. Deborah Whitehouse. Good evening, Deborah. Robin Fletcher. I think these guys will come good. I think they will as well, Robin. To be fair, I think just got a bit more patient. I know it's hard at the moment, and we've played quite a few games, and it's frustrating. But I'm going to give them till Christmas at least and see what happens. But if it's not working, then obviously in January we might have to look again. But it depends, doesn't it? I'm sure Robbins will have plans in January. Nation Radio, rumour mill is right. Ain't happy here. Could be untrue though. Yeah, these are just rumours, Tony. I've heard them rumours as well. In small, Chief's the top one. Oh, that's his competition. Yes, well, we'll come to that in a minute. He's all guessing that. Robin Fletcher, it's a 5-year plan. Let's not get overexcited with Robbins out. Yeah, I quite agree. For me, Robbins has still got plenty in the bank. Certainly to the end of the season, at least. Would you agree with that, Claudio, or would you look to get rid of him?
No, I've said before, I just wanted to sort it out. I don't want him out. I want him to sort it out.
No, sort it out. Quite agree, and I'm sure he will. And Keith, you probably agree with that, don't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I wouldn't get rid of him just because. I mean, we've gone through this before. We keep getting rid of managers.
Yeah, we've all been there. Yeah, we've all been there and seen it plenty of times.
Yeah.
Carl Holy, while we seem to go, we will never lose. Tottenham. Anyone still waiting to win a game against Stoke? We were off yesterday. Yes, no, I quite agree there. Let's have a look what else we've got on here. Played against Leicester first game of the season. Hamer did. He did actually. Yes, he did play the first game of the season, if I remember rightly. And then excited to see who we bring in January. We was a big, well-known midfielder. Well, I don't know. We could do with a midfielder. He's still going to give him that time, though. That's the problem. And Gareth said if we win the next 3, one will want the manager out. No one will want the manager out. Just the way with our fans at the time. Well, I think it's not just our fans. Fans are very fickle, as we know. They get frustrated. And as I said before, plenty of times, the bar's been set so high from last year that fans demand that we do the same again. So it's not always possible. Okay, guess the players. There's 5 players in there, Claudio, isn't there? How many have you got?
No idea.
I've got the answers here actually. So I shall reveal the answers. It will give another couple of minutes for people who want to get the last guesses in, and then we can go and then we can get a winner together. And we might announce it tonight. We might, if we ain't got time, we'll do it on Thursday. But there's definitely 5 players in there. I've got the answers here. I've probably got 2, maybe. How many have you got, Chris?
So I've named 5. I'll happily go through them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Casey Palmer,
Yeah.
Simon Moore,
Right.
Reggie White,
Yeah.
Jack Burrows, and Milan Val.
Okay. Keith, how many have you got?
Probably none, to be honest with you.
Claudio, have you got any?
I reckon Casey Palmer's one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had Casey Palmer down as more than one as well.
No, that's about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. We'll reveal the answers then, shall we? Yeah. Let's reveal the answers.
Oh.
Simon Moore, Jake Bidwell, Casey Palmer, Tavares,
Got 3.
and you're right, Jack Burrows at the end. How many do you get, Chris? 3.
Yeah, I got 3 right. Do you know what the really frustrating thing with that is? I had actually wrote Fabio Tavares down, and I changed my mind when it comes to second half. I thought, no, it's not. Had you right? You win some, you lose some, eh? But I got Casey Palmer, Simon Moore, and Jack Burrows right.
Enough, you got 3 of them. How many did you get, Claudio, in the end?
Just Casey Palmer.
Yeah. I got Casey Palmer and a Burrows. I thought when a load of people were saying Burrows, and I looked at it and I thought, yeah, it could be Burrows. But I certainly didn't get Bidwell or Tavares or more. Is there anybody that's got all 5? Can you see, Claudia? On the messages.
Yeah, I'm looking. Paul Thomas has got 4.
Okay, that's good.
He's got Burrows, Palmer, Moore, and Wright.
Yeah, I think Tavares threw a few people, didn't he?
Yeah, no one's got Tavares.
No. So Paul Thomas has got 4. Is he the only one? Or is there any
Gower 87 has got 4. Palmer, Moore. Oh no, he's got 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 3. I could just see that.
Yeah, 3. Luke has got 4. Burrows, Palmer, Moore, and Bidwell.
Is that Luke who's won the hoodie?
Yeah.
Oh, Luke, come back! Wow. Okay, I don't think there's any more. Is there? I can't see any more.
No, I think so.
I'm looking myself. Gower 87 reckons they got 4.
Yeah, he's got 4.
Gower.
Yeah, Gower 87's got 4. Luke's got 4.
And Paul Thomas.
And Paul Thomas.
Okay. Got before I changed Burrows for Colin. Oh, right, okay. It got 4. Yeah. Okay. So the 3 people with 4 then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. 3 people with 4. Okay, what we'll do then, we'll get Chris to pick a number, shall we, between 1 and 3 people, yeah? Correct answers? That's definite?
Yeah.
3 people. So just pick a number between 1 and 3 then for us, Chris. Can you just mark, Claudia, can you just do one, can you just mark the winners down as numbers?
Yeah, I've done that.
And then Chris, pick a number and then we'll get a winner from that way.
All right, I'll go in the middle then. Number 2.
Number 2. And number 2 is Claudia?
Gower 87.
Ah, congratulations, Gower 87.
You
are the winner. Send us your details on the email, please, and we'll get you a Scarborough Fans TV mug for all your troubles. Do come in handy if you want these cold nights. You want a cup of tea, a cup of coffee at work. send us your details and we'll get them in the post to you. So that's about it then, really. The next trip is Millwall in a couple of weeks. International break. I mean, what do you do in international break normally, Christian? Very boring, isn't it?
Yeah, I hate them. So, no proper club football, and then the football you are served up, the international, tends to be pretty boring and sterile. So
yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, I mean, I don't like them, to be fair.
This one will be even worse because I only tend to watch England games, but this one will be even worse because they've already qualified. So
yeah.
Sorry, Claudio. Mate.
Claudio, what are you doing at the international break? Are you doing anything?
I'll be trying to qualify.
Yes. Well, good luck. Keith, you don't like the international breaks, do you?
No, not at all.
No.
So it's going to be a toss-up between a League One game, if I can find one, or going shopping with the wife.
Yeah. Fair play. And you here for another, when you go back?
We head down to London on Wednesday for a couple of days. I've got tea with the King, and then head out on Saturday.
Yeah, well, you have a safe journey home if we don't speak to you again, and no doubt next time we hear from you, you'll be messaging in, won't you?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the 19th. You've got Mr. Brown on. Yes,
we have. I'm just about to tell you what's coming up. Actually, we've got now Thursday's show is going to be slightly different. We've got a quiz night, Claudio, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which is going to be very interesting. Claudio's going to be the quiz master, and he's set a load of questions for everybody. They're quite popular, the quiz nights, over the last international breaks, and there's a lot of people took part. We'll have a prize and that to give away as well. Claudio's done the questions this week, so that will be on Thursday evening from 7:30. I hope you haven't made them too hard, have you, Claudio? Did you?
No. I think yes, I have. I think it will make you think, and there's chances to get lots of points from certain questions. So it's
okay.
You may not get all the answers, but you may get plenty of points trying to answer the questions, if that makes any sense.
Oh, interesting.
I've got a section on friendlies. There's a section on cup matches, the Robin years as well.
Oh, right.
So so it's good, and it should be okay.
Yeah, look forward to that then.
Questions about Italian players playing for Coventry.
We've only had a couple. They're both shocking.
Not been many. I think we had an Italian goalkeeper, didn't we, once?
It was awful. and the guy in midfield, Giaccherini or something, sort of weird. Yeah, I was going to say a weird Italian name. But Strachan signed, he was bloody hopeless. Strachan signed some really bad foreign players.
He did.
Even apart from Nielsen, the only one, I mean, we almost got Yarni, but he didn't stay longer than. Right. I think the plane was still, the engine was still running, and he got back on it, didn't he? Basically.
Yeah, basically just to come on show off running. That's it. It was just we're just the middle. We're the middlemen there, weren't we?
That friendly was sat 2 rows in front of me. We couldn't believe it. Oh my God, it's Robert Yarni. It's Robert Yarni.
Was his sunglasses on? Yeah.
Yeah. It's hilarious. Yeah. We couldn't believe it, and then he disappeared.
One look around Coventry, and he thought, "No, thank you."
Yeah, that's the quickest in and out transfer I've ever known. A couple of more questions. De Silva in the Wales squad.
That's right.
Is that right? Oh, yeah. Okay. Congratulations. Oh, no, I didn't know that. Nation Radio, great show, lad. Thanks, Tony. Gower87 said thanks for winning. Thank you. Get your details and we'll send you your mug. Luke reckons Italy will qualify. Don't worry, Claudio.
All right.
I said we win 3-1 yesterday.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. Well, also on Sunday, by the way, we've got Jim Brown, haven't we? Tell us about Jim Brown show on the following Sunday.
Yeah. Well, Jim Brown's coming on, and basically, if you've got any questions, I think Miles is going to set it up that if you want to come on, we'll send the link. You can come on and actually ask a question. We're going to ask about his background, his history, what got him into basically compiling all those books. and becoming the club historian. So it'd be good. I was meant to meet him yesterday because he got a load of books for me. I mean, it sounds boring. A load of books on statistics to do with football, and he got caught in traffic. Apparently, he said the traffic was terrible yesterday getting to the ground. So
it was. It took me a long time getting away from the ground. Yeah, as well.
Yeah, so
I don't know why.
I was meant to meet him at 2:15. He got in about 5 minutes before the kickoff.
Right. Okay.
But no, it should be good. So have your questions ready.
Yeah.
No doubt we'll try and answer them.
I should be interested.
I know he's a club historian, but you're going to have to bear with him. It's like some of the facts he's written about doesn't mean it's always up there straight away. It's
yeah.
But no doubt he'll have some little facts and figures. And
stuff. He certainly knows his stuff, doesn't he, Jim Brown? He certainly knows his stuff.
He's a fan of old Coventry City stuff. We're talking way back as well, which
50s, 60s talking.
And before, I mean, we tend to only ever think about the here and now, don't we? In fact, with most things in life. And I think what Chris did with the 87 thing is great because it gives a chance for younger people to see these players, And there's other players from way back who've, played the game when it was for peanuts, pretty much.
Yeah.
We'd get. I mean, not talking about cosplay, but I think the stories of Bobby Charlton back in the day would get on the bus to go to the training ground or to Old Trafford with the fans, just go on the bus.
Right, okay.
That's what they did. That's the only way getting there was on the bus.
Yeah.
They were treated no different to anybody else. There was no graces.
No.
I mean, you think about it, 87, Mickey Ginn, FA Cup winner, becomes a postman. Nothing wrong with being a postman, but you tend to not think of football and leaving football and becoming a postie. You think they've finished playing and they've made so much money, they just retire, but that's not the way it was back in the day at all.
No, quite agree. Yeah, well, we're looking forward to them two shows. Quiz night on Thursday, and then obviously we've got the Jim Brown show on Sunday. Before that, of course, on Wednesday evening, there's another Meet the Players event, which has been postponed from the week prior due to the illness in the camp. We don't know the players that are coming. The Tavern haven't told us. All we know it's on Wednesday evening. It's been rearranged for Wednesday evening. There is still a few tickets available, apparently. So if you contact the Tavern to get your tickets, that's a Meet the Players event from 7 o'clock on Wednesday evening at the Sky Blue Tavern, where you can meet. There'll be two players there. We don't know who they're going to be. We'll be hosting the event. Myself and Miles and Claudio will be there, and Victoria will be there as well. So it should be a good night. And they are good nights normally, aren't they, Claudio?
Very good.
Very interesting, and we normally get a good crowd. And then you got a chance to win a signed shirt as well in the raffle at the end. So quite a packed week. Wednesday, Meet the Players. Thursday, we've got the quiz night, our own quiz night here on Sky Blue Fans TV, and then Sunday night, obviously, we've got the Jim Brown show as well. So all that to look forward to. During your international break, if you're not doing anything, which I'm sure a lot of people aren't, they're all quite bored. I mean, I hate them, I really do. I can't wait to get back to the football. Our next game, of course, is Millwall away the following Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of team Robbins puts out for that one, whether he makes any changes again. That's about it. It's all time for. We're going to leave you with the last post again because it's a special day. I'm just going to show you a picture here today. That was at Memorial Park today, where Captain Liam Kelly and Harry Roberts were at Memorial Park representing the club and the former Players Association, Lena Reese, at the event at Memorial Park today. So they were there today as well. So it was nice of the club to do that. Thanks very much, Chris, for coming on again.
Thank you very much for having me.
No problem, mate, and well done again for Friday night. It was great. We enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll have you back on again in a few weeks or whenever you want to come on. No problem.
Very much.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Keith, thank you very much for coming on. Next time I see you or hear you, probably be back in Canada, won't you?
You got it, man.
Yeah.
It's been a great pleasure being on. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you in person as well. Thank you very much. I
like to feed him,
Did you?
Fed you yesterday.
That's true.
No, he did buy me. He bought me a drink as well on. Yeah, thanks very much for the drink on Friday night and Friday night. Thank you very much. Well appreciated. Yeah, thank you very much, mate. And hopefully we'll see and hear from you very soon. And Claudio, thank you very much. I'll see you on Wednesday evening.
Wednesday, yeah.
At the tavern. And obviously, you'll be back here for the quiz night on Thursday night.
I think I'm hosting it from the shed, from the bar.
Are you going to? Oh, are you? Oh, okay, that'll be interesting. Oh, okay, yeah. Make sure you go. Yeah, that'll be good because it's nice and cozy in there. It really is. So, all right. Thanks very much, everybody. It's been a special day today, obviously, because of Remembrance Sunday. We're going to leave you. Everybody that missed it at the start of the show, we played the last post from the CBS on Sunday. It was really emotional, and it was nice just to have a change of start and finish to the program. We thought we'd do something different. So thanks everybody for sending your messages in. Anybody that's won the competitions, make sure you get your messages in and your address in so we can get your prizes off to you. And thanks for messaging in, and thanks everybody for taking part. And we'll see you again. Our next show, of course, is on Thursday for the quiz night, where we will have plenty of questions for you to answer there and prizes to give away. So I'll just leave you with everybody saying, "Play up, Sky Blues." Good night. Play up, Sky Blues.
Play up, Sky Blues.
Play up, Sky Blues. Good night.
The victim of which we will remember today. We are proud to welcome Pickside's standard bearers representing our local armed forces, cadets and also the Royal British Legion. We also welcome Band Sergeant Hugh Sutherland, Royal Regiment of Fusiliers, Warwickshire, who will play the last post. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.